abundance of bread left over from the last couple weeks. I have some French's onions that I bought in bulk that I need to put in to mason jars so that they don't go bad. I was given a bunch of kiwi. I have freeze dried it and it is in the mason jars, and now I just need to seal those. I have some raspberries that I freeze dried and I need to seal those. And then I have some leftover spaghetti that we're going to put into the freeze dryer. But right now we're just going to open the hot dog buns. Open them all the way open, break them apart, and then just fill the tray with the bread. And this is where I get breadcrumbs for my hamburger helpers. No, not hamburger helpers, but you could put them on hamburger helpers if you want. Meatloaf. I do put it on top of some casseroles. So I brought my dehydrator upstairs because this will only take 6 hours, and then they will be done. And then we'll put them in the food processor and process them down into breadcrumbs, and then we'll store those into mason jars and vacuum seal those closed so that we have breadcrumbs on hand. You can really use breadcrumbs in a lot of things, so it's nice to have an abundance of them because you can flavor them however you want. I just do them plain, and then when I add them to whatever, that is where I get the flavor from. So if I want like Italian breadcrumbs, then I add Italian seasoning then. If I want garlic, then I add garlic then. So, do you guys use a lot of breadcrumbs? We don't use a whole lot, but it is nice to have them. And it's nice to have them in the food storage. Put those in. Those are all filled now. I have it set to 160 so that it will dry faster. We'll turn that on and let that go. And then I have some mason jars that have been cooling behind me. So we'll grab some of them. And I dry my mason jars in my oven after I wash them. And the reason I do that is to find out if any of them are cracked. Because there's a lot of stress cracks that you can find in your mason jars after you've already filled them, and then try and process whatever in them, whether it's vacuum sealed or canning in them, which you lose the product that you put in it. So luckily I did, because this jar cracked, and so now this jar is no good, but we're going to set that aside. And we have these mason jars right here that we're going to use. We're going to fill them full of the French's onions, and then we'll vacuum seal these. I think I paid, well, $2.99 for this big bag versus the little can that you buy at Walmart for $6-7. And I shake it so I can pack more in it. Okay, so that's the last of those. And I will pack those. But then I also have right here in this big box macaroni. And again, I buy it in bulk so that I can break it down. It's cheaper if you buy it in bulk. But it's just the noodles and we're gonna fill the jars up with macaroni. And this is a 1 cup. So each jar holds roughly 3.5. I have room for mason jars. And I don't like to use the Mylar bags for something that I'm going to use. It'll be probably 6 months before we go through all this macaroni. But I use the Mylar for like over a year for long-term storage. And I don't use oxygen absorbers in my short-term storage. Oh, my son's calling. Okay, so I'm gonna have to wash some more mason jars. But so far we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 mason jars out of a 25-pound bag of macaroni, and we still have probably a quarter of the box left. So I need to go get some more mason jars. Okay, so while the other mason jars are drying, I went ahead and went downstairs and got some tomatoes that I had done. It's got garlic and rosemary in it. And then I have the goulash from the other night. And so we are going to open these jars up. And we're going to dump everything but the rosemary into the blender. And this one's on the bottom, so. few things of the rosemary in there. Hopefully they blend in good. And we're gonna put this on and we're gonna blend it up. I think that's good enough. And then we are going to pour this right into our goulash. We're gonna stir that up good. We're gonna heat it up because this is what I'm eating today for lunch. And then we will fill the trays full of goulash and then we'll put it in the freeze dryer. So that's what it looks like. Okay everybody, so I just got done eating lunch, which is this goulash that we had the other night. So now I'm going to fill these 2 trays and then I'm going to put them in the freeze dryer. So each tray can hold up to 3 pounds worth of product. I think we'll have just enough for the 2 trays. And then when I go to use this, I won't use water to rehydrate it. I'll use tomato juice so that you don't water down the sauce. So, and in this goulash I just have garlic, tomatoes, hamburger, spaghetti seasoning, and then in the sauce that I put in today, it was just fresh cherry tomatoes from the garden that I had canned whole, and then I put a sprig of rosemary in each one, and then a clove or 2 of garlic in each one, and that's how I bottled it. And then over time they get infused by the rosemary, and that's it. So there's that. There's 2 trays of it. These will go in the freezer to freeze, and then into the freeze dryer. I'll probably make something else so I have 5 trays worth of product to go in the freeze dryer. But now, as you can see, my stove is open. I'm cooling down the mason jars so I can pull them out so we can finish the last of the macaroni.